Okay, hello, hi, welcome back to ISOJ. I told you it'd be coming, and this is the predictions video that I'm making. Sorry for the webcam quality. Realistically, like, you'd think this would help, but man, it's not doing wonders. Oh, this is just being a quick video about my sort of predictions for next season. So let's get to it. Enjoy basketball, great website. Kenny Beecham, yeah, we love it. Okay, so we'll start with the West Coast and move to the East later on. Apologies for the chair. The chair is very loud. I need to find something else to sit on while I do these, but it is what it is. So, the team that I think is going to be the best in the West. Actually, I'm going to do this in this way real quick because I think the best way to do this is figure out what teams are playoff teams. And then just go by process of elimination and moving them around after. So I think this would be a good top 8. We'll move them around later. I think everyone else is going to be someone who could miss out the playoffs. But we'll start with arranging our top 6 for now. So I think OKC will definitely be the first seed. I think they're young, they're deep, and they're just good enough to be the best team in the West at least. And be that, yeah, maybe probably a 57 win team. Still amazing. Don't let me talk you down off being a 57 win team. But I think they'll come out of the Western Conference as the 1 seed. I put this for a reason because I also think Phoenix could be the 2nd seed, but also I think they could be like here. And regardless, I think that's a successful season. It depends on health. And if, for this video and for how I'm going to make this prediction, is I'm going for all of these teams fully healthy because I can't predict who's going to get injured or how they're going to get injured, how long for, etc., etc. So if it's a fully healthy Phoenix team, I think they could be first. Is that this is probably just me being a Suns fan. I think they could be a good 2nd seed out of the West. Third is a toss up between these two. I think if you really wanted to, either of these teams could be 3rd or 4th. I'm gonna give the edge to Dallas because I think they're just a better regular season team. Denver is still great. Don't get me twisted. Denver is still an excellent team. Will they win more games in the regular season? No. I think it'll be them at 4th. 5th seed, these two I think I will keep because I think, oh wait, hold on. No. I've made a dire mistake here. I forgot about Minnesota. Interesting. I think that's how I want to go. Actually, how much do I believe in this Minnesota team? Because I think they're a top 5 team in the West. But do I think they're better than that? Do I think they're top 3? Not more than I think Dallas is. And I don't think as much as I think Minnesota is either. So I'm actually gonna put them down to 5th. I don't know, because this might just be me overreacting a bit. I can see a world where this happens. And with good health, I think the Lakers could be better than the Timberwolves this season. I don't know. Am I overblowing losing Cat? I might be. But again, this is just a prediction. This is just what I think in this current moment of time. You know, on the 24th of October at 1 in the morning, this is what I think it is. Yeah. The West is so hard to predict. Because if you're going to ask me what teams are in the playoffs, it's these, right? These are the teams I think make the playoffs. What order they're in, I have no clue because they could all go anywhere. Like, this could be a Steph Curry pop-off year again, right? And they could be here. They could easily be here. Just for fun. Do I think they're going to be there? No. But I think Golden State... Okay, wait, hold on. Let me do this by, like, if I think about the ranges, right? OKC can be 1st or 2nd. Phoenix can be 2nd to 4th. Dallas can be second to fourth. Denver can be second, fourth. So I think this, like, realistically, I think any of these top 4 teams could be there. Like, if you mess around the order, all 4 of them could be the first seed. The problem is, I think that, like, LA could peaks out around here. That is the highest I see LA going. I don't see them being like a first or second seed. I can see them comfortably being the 3rd seed. And it's the same for Minnesota. And I think for that reason, I'm going to put Minnesota higher because it makes more sense to me. Like, these guys can go here, max. But I think these can go there or there, and I wouldn't put it past them. Like, I think for this, it's like LA can either be up to the 3rd. Excuse my handwriting. It's not easy to write on a mouse, right? But Minnesota could easily be like the 1st, 2nd seed, all the way down to like the 5th seed. That's a 5. The 5th seed, right? Because I don't see the difference is, right? I can see Minnesota dropping down to 5th. I can't see these 4 teams or these 3 teams dropping down to here. Maybe I can see the Suns if they get like injured, but I don't think that will happen. And like I said, I want this to be a video purely based on if everyone's healthy. So I can see it for Minnesota being 5th more than any of the other teams fully healthy, just because I don't really like the fit of Julius Randle. Like, I'm blanking on his name. Dante DiVincenzo hasn't really, I don't know. The first game, he didn't look too hot, so I don't know. I think this is safe. I think 5th is safe. To be fair, if you are a team in here, like, any of these 6 teams could be number 1 to me. And I think this is where the cutoff for like the contenders and then the like dark horses, because these 4 teams I can see them making it. These guys I can see get a deep playoff run, but I don't think they would win it. You know? So yeah, I think that's where my top 6 lies. I want to put Memphis higher than Golden State. I don't know if I believe in Sacramento that much, because like I feel like what Sacramento need is more shooting, and what they got this season was another ball handler. And the problem is you have De'Aaron Fox, you have Sabonis, and also DeMar DeRozan. At some point, there's just not enough of the ball to go around, so I'm not sold on them. In the same way, I'm not really sold on New Orleans because Zion might not be healthy, or Brandon Ingram might be like not as healthy, and you're sort of fumbling around. But I think if they're healthy, I think this team is a lock for the play-ins. If they're not, I think they fall out. And to that, I want to bring in San Antonio. I want to bring in Houston and LA, because I feel like these 3 teams now, if we just scroll down here, right, and if we just purely focus on this bottom side, these 3 teams could easily go here. And this is why the West is so deep, is that the only 2 teams that aren't competing are these 2. The only 2 teams that aren't competing are Portland and Utah. We'll just slap them in now. I think Utah is going to be the worst team. For everyone here and above, you can make a really good point that they're contenders. Because, well, not contenders, but vying for a playoff spot. That's what makes this difficult. Because maybe, what if this is the year, like, Wemby and CP3 really make it happen? What if this is the year that, like, Jalen Green and Sengun make it happen, you know? It's difficult, because for these ones, for these 2 at least, you're really predicting the breakout. And for this one, it's injuries. And yes, I said that I want to look at these teams fully healthy, but I also kind of want to take it a little bit realistic here, The reason why I don't want to put stock in the Clippers is because I genuinely don't know Kawhi, if Kawhi is going to play or how much Kawhi is going to play. Because if he plays 40 games, you're not making the playoffs. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. If he plays 60, I think you'll be there. You'll definitely be a play-in team. And that's what's worrying. That's the hard thing about this, is because these two, if, okay, say for example, right, it could easily shake out like this, where the Hornets are, like New Orleans are injured and San Antonio goes in, right? That is entirely plausible. And even if it comes down to a shaky start from the Kings, this could be a thing. This is why the West is so hard to judge, because I have no clue who is going to be good on any given night or who will win on any given night. Because 13 out of the 15 teams are really, really good. So yeah, I think it's going to be a dogfight for sure. I think these spots here, like 9 to 13, are going to be so contested. It could be any of them. And in the same way, right, that in the same way that these 6 teams here, it could be any of them. By that same metric, like, it could be any of these guys. I don't know. But I think this is where I want to guess. This is how I would want to guess it. So OKC first, Phoenix second. You guys can read. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I think the Lakers are going to be a playoff team. I think Memphis, yeah, I'm happy about them being 7th. Golden State, yep. San Antonio, yeah. I think I'm fine with this. And so with that, I'm going to move on to the Eastern Conference, and we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna pick the teams that I think are going to make the playoffs first. And then we'll move on from there. Yeah, I think this is a good top 8. Honestly, I think New York is going to be really good once Mikal Bridges remembers how to shoot. There's a small part in me that I think that Indiana could be a 3rd seed, but I shot this video before and just ended up not being the greatest way to shoot it, because I basically just recorded my camera on my TV, which not great. But I did make a point that these 3 teams could be interchangeable depending on however you feel, right? If someone were to tell me, like, Indiana could be here, I would entirely believe you. If you were to tell me they would be the 2nd seed, I'd be a bit not sure, but I believe in Indiana. So for me personally, I'm gonna go here. I don't know if Cleveland's deep and Cleveland's good. Regular season, I don't know, because Philadelphia on paper are a much better team, but it's just the injuries that scare me. If we're doing this completely raw, like I said, it's like here. But with certain teams, you have to factor in, like, availability. So I think that is okay. I don't... Oh, this is going to be difficult. I don't know if I believe in Milwaukee, you know. I also feel like this might be the year that Giannis could ask out, just purely based off the fact that this team is kind of at their limit. I don't know if there's a way they can get better without blowing it all up. And I feel like we've hit the peak. They won a title. He's given everything for the city of Milwaukee. Is it time to move on? I don't know. I think that's a bit, like, crazy to say, like trading an MVP candidate, but, like, stranger things have happened, like KD going to the Suns. But if Giannis goes, I think it only comes from if they just suddenly can't figure it out. Dame is not having a great season. Chris Middleton, I don't know, goes out with injury again. I could easily see Milwaukee falling out and then deciding, yep, this is it for us. But I think this is a safe top 6. Yeah, I think Boston is definite number 1. New York, I think, is a lock for number 2. Indiana, Philadelphia, Cleveland could really be interchangeable. But I think Indy will take the jump, and I think Tyrese Halliburton will really show what he's got this year. Philadelphia, yep. Philly, I can say they'd be 4th. Cleveland, yeah. Milwaukee, honestly, Milwaukee could be anywhere between, like, 6th and like ninth. If you told me they were the ninth seed in the play-in team, I wouldn't like say, oh, there's no way. But it's also, there's like a 5% chance I could believe it, you know? Orlando and Miami are interesting because I don't think Orlando's good enough to be here yet. Like, they're not in this territory. They're kind of like here though. If they were 5th, 6th, or 7th, I could believe it. But for the sake of safety, I think they'll be 7th. It's really funny because I thought about this earlier. Orlando and Miami are kind of two sides of the same coin. Orlando just have a lot of young talent, and I think young talent ends up in better regular season performance, whereas Miami is a lot of veteran, older talent, and I think that sort of ends up with less regular season performance, but from like history's sake, Miami is very good in the playoffs. Is that still the case? I'm not too sure. So 9 to 15. The two teams I think that will make it are going to be the Hawks and Toronto. I think the Bulls don't want to make it. I know that for a fact. But I don't know. Like, I see a world where Lonzo comes back from injury, and then for some reason the Bulls think maybe we can make the 10th seed again. But I also see a world where Lonzo Ball comes back from injury, is really good, and Chicago trade him for assets. I'm going to put 11th, but I think this is going to be an 11th seed that gets like 30 wins. And I think they're going to be really fun. Because I think Lonzo Ball makes for fun basketball, you know? And they're an exciting team. Like, when you have Lonzo Ball and Zach LaVine, your pace is through the roof. They have a young team as well. I want to see what the next step for Kobe White is. I want to see if Patrick Williams actually does something. I'm excited for the Bulls. And I think this is just a kind of a toss-up. I think Charlotte is going to be better than they were before. And these two are interchangeable. I think that's give or take, whoever you think. But I think Charlotte is not going to be as bad as they once were. And then I think, who is going to be leading the tank? It's actually really hard to predict the NBA because, damn, it seems like every one of these I've had to like second guess myself. Who is going to be leading the tank? I think it's going to be... Oh, man. I could see a world where they all want to do it. I think Detroit really want to do better this season. So I think they're not going to be the worst team. I don't know if I think the same for Washington. It's one of these two. I think I'll put Brooklyn last. And yeah, I think that is the Eastern Conference. And this is the Western Conference. I'll make an edit and put it on screen properly so you can see both of them. But yeah, that is my predictions for this season. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this wasn't just 20 minutes of your time wasted on nothing. If you agree with these takes, I mean, surely you didn't agree with everything, right? And if you disagree, leave it in the comments. Let's have a discussion. Let's talk. I'll be reading them because, damn, if I get one comment, I'll definitely fucking read it. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you liked it. Subscribe if this is the content you want to see. I'm going to be dropping more 2K videos soon. Yeah, NBA season back in full swing. And this year, I kind of want to really give it a go. And let's see if this lasts until December. I really want to do like 2 videos a week. So yeah, I hope to see more of you soon. Have a good one.